Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ban This, the show where I take a look at a piece of art and make an argument as to why some people would think it'd be a good idea to either outright ban it or at least make some good choice cuts. Today, I am looking at the original 1958 version of The Blob. Now, I've decided with this one, 1958, Hays Code was still going, although a lot of films that were made during that time could definitely be deemed as offensive to some people. Just, the whole entire reason the Hays Code was to make sure the films weren't offensive. But people get weird and then they get offended at really, really weird things. And Hays Code is bad enough. I'm afraid to see some of the resurgence. Who knows what kind of rules they'd have, like... here's something like one of the Hays Code 2.0 rules you must have. A film must pass the Bechdel test. If it does not pass the Bechdel test and you still want to get it out, you will have to pay a stiff $2 million fine to get your movie out there. Something like that. Something really stupid. Alright. So, I'm going to look at the police aspect of this. Now, some people are very blue-phobic, and just the thought of any form of authority, law enforcement, anybody that wears a blue suit is instantly deemed as an evil person without any sort of, just cop, bad, instant corruption. There's no good cops or no cops that are forced to do horrible things because that's the law, such as, arresting people for, possession of cannabis. That's their job. They have to do it. LEAP exists for a reason. That stands for Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. So, there's some good cops. Sometimes I just get the short end of the stick. Anyways, cops in this film are not treated badly. They start out kind of following with the ineffectual cop trope, but then they become an integral part of the film. And what I think is this film's greatest strength is the joining of the generations. It starts, it begins, one of the cop, he has to dish out on these 30-year-old teenagers. He doesn't like the kids. He thinks they're all delinquents. The other one's like, hey, not all kids are like that. Cut back. Don't be so much of a dick to them. Eventually, they have to join together to fight the Blob. The generations come together for their greater good, and I really like that aspect of that film. It's the one thing that's in here that's kind of absent in the remake, which the remake is great, but it doesn't have that joining of the generations thing, and what just weakens the film a little bit, and that's the greatest strength of this film. They're both good movies. I'm not sure which one I like more. I like them both equally for their own different reasons. This is the one I've seen most, and this is the film that I grew up with, though. So I might have a little bit more of a leaning towards this just because of that aspect. Because I didn't see the remake until recently, because there were some strict rules as to the kinds of films I could watch as a child, which has some, which I feel like had some good things. I think it did really help me grow as a, a lover of movies because I was forced to watch things like, the Universal monster movies and things from the 50s. That also might be part of the reason why I have this obsession with the video nasties and constantly buy horrible, horrible films that I would have no reason to buy otherwise if they weren't censored and banned at one time. Anyways, great little film. Very enjoyable. Loads of fun. Highly recommend it. And that's about it for this one. It's under an hour and a half, so it's shorter, 82 minutes. That's not bad. And that's about it for this one. I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.